Eliances, where entrepreneurs align.
Alliances, where entrepreneurs align.
Eliances, where entrepreneurs align.
Eliances, where entrepreneurs align.
Eliances, where entrepreneurs align.
Alliances, where entrepreneurs align.
Welcome to Eliances, the only place where entrepreneurs align.
Having the dream job of being able to interview the most incredible people. So thank you. Thank you too for the past feedback we continue to have when I interviewed the founder of CNBC. So make sure you check out Eliances.com, and also make sure you stand by, because we're going to be later on having on Elon Musk. You may have heard of him. That's right, Tesla and a gazillion other things. So make sure you stand by, because again, this is the opportunity where we get to learn from others, and I'm just so honored by it. In fact, too, is welcome to the show. We have with us, are you ready for this? Angus Mitchell. He is the co-owner of John Paul Mitchell Systems. It's the first family of professional hair products, and he can be reached at paulmitchell.com. So Angus, I mean, you come from the iconic hair family. Everybody knows the shampoo, and I mean, you've got a whole huge line of products and stuff. How did, though, you make the decision really to go into the beauty industry?
Well, it was quite interesting. Unfortunately, my father had passed away from pancreatic cancer, Paul Mitchell. My wonderful partner, John Paul, continued the company, and I just figured what was 10 months and 1,600 hours of my life to try beauty school. I got into it and I fell in love. It was something that just kind of came out of me, and being able to work with beautiful women and change them, make them feel sexy and wonderful and beautiful had just become a passion of mine, and still is.
I don't know if really everybody realizes how important hair is. Like, it is until you don't have it, right? I mean, it's like, it just seems that we notice it, we see. I mean, it's such a thing that it's amazing, how critical really it is that people take care of their hair.
Oh, well, that's just a given. Actually, you were talking about Elon Musk. I was actually fortunate enough to cut his mom's hair. So she's actually a great friend of my mom's. One day she looked at me, she said, "Angus, how come you've never cut my hair?" I said, "I don't know. You've never asked." She said, "I'm asking." So in the middle of COVID, she came over, and with her PR person, we did a great little haircut for her in the backyard. She has the biggest personality, and talk about beautiful hair. Mae Musk has probably, to me, one of the best hair I've ever had a chance to cut. So, and probably the first supermodel too.
Fantastic. Wow. What's some of the secrets, though, to keeping hair and then keeping it, really beautiful? Because, I mean, and shiny, right? And all of those things that people want in hair.
David, are you asking me personally? It's called clean scalp. That's how you get a good, nice, you get to keep that hair longer. And then obviously condition is always the best part. You got to have your hair conditioned. So,
how do you see your dad's legacy really in the work that you're doing today?
My father's legacy, well, first of all, what I'm proud about was that I did get into this business because of my father. I loved him very much. When I was a young boy, one of my favorite stories is I felt really connected with him when I was a child. And I said to him once, I said, "Dad, the tree doesn't fall far from the apple." My dad said, "No, it's the other way around." I said, "No, Dad, I've known you from another life." I felt that way about him. So when I lost him, there was something in me that just drove me to follow in his legacy.
That's great. That's great. No, I mean, phenomenal story in that. And you're also too, and by the way, again, we have with us Angus Mitchell, co-owner of John Paul Mitchell Systems. You'll be reached at paulmitchell.com, because you're listening, watching me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. So Angus, you're also an advocate for human rights. I think it's important that we also speak about that, ecological preservation, environmental research, and that. So talk to us the importance of how you're involved in and how important it is to really give back.
Well, I mean, I think that's just the culture of our company. And I think that's what makes each company extremely unique. It's how each company looks how to give back into different areas. For us, it was right away when we could start to invest in things like healthy sports. We were the first ones to invest in supporting the Paul Mitchell karate team. It's been over 35 years. We are the longest investors in that healthy karate sport, and we're still #1 champions too. By the way, Steve Babcock is our master and our sensei for that. We did everything from snowboarding, etc., and then also for us, the passionate part is what my father and John Paul had first started out, which was to give back to the planet. So replanting trees, self-sufficiency. We have a avapui farm that I was raised on. I don't know why my name was Angus. My dad was a vegetarian, but I was raised on a solar farm, catching our own water and planting fruits and vegetables.
Amazing, amazing. How do you, though, what kind of advice would you share, though, with others about how to go about, as business owners, to start giving back? I mean, we get so heads down into what we're doing, and that, how do we look beyond that to see what else that we can do to help others?
I think really the best and easy way is to look into your staff and look at what is interesting or how your staff in your business looks at being able to give back in their community so that they can feel a part of your business, and then they can support your business and be even better and stronger people for you, employees.
Now, I hear a little secret that you also have a passion for cars, right? You have a passion for cars. We're coming to you from Scottsdale, Arizona. You know what's in Scottsdale, Arizona, right?
I hang out with you guys all the time. I love it up there. For me, it's about memories, fulfilling memories. And, my father had a Volkswagen bus van that he used to sell Paul Mitchell hair care products from. So I started out with one of those 21 window buses. I like building resto rods. Anyone can go to a dealership and buy a car. As you know, being from Arizona, the big fun is going to the car auctions. So Barrett is a fun circus to be a part of. RM Auction is one of my other favorite places to go. I'm very loyal, so I like to stay within those two people, auctioneers. But yeah, it's just a great, wonderful, for me, creative expression.
Excellent. Angus, tell us some of the secrets that your dad shared with you about being a good person, raising you as a good, solid person, and helping others, and the secret to carrying on the tradition and keeping it together.
That's a good question. Thank you. A good emotional one. But as I said, the first time that they had paid all of their bills, the first thing my father did was invest on a piece of property on the Big Island, Hawaii. He has two beautiful properties that I have maintained and I've focused on. One is a waterfall property that runs off of hydro, 100%. Again, our Avapui farm, and it was always my father's words to me was, we have to leave the world a better place as to whence we had come. So that's something that stayed really close to me. So sometimes when I buy a petrol car, I know he may be rolling over in his grave, but I still have a couple electric ones too. And it's one of those things that I just make it a point to give back to the planet.
You must think about him all the time, just being obviously the impact that he made on your life, but also, carrying on the tradition. I mean, it's a big responsibility, and we ever just what as far as is the other thing in this part of this question too is how do we advise other parents out there to also share some of the things that you learned with their children? What things, how is it, because you're working with them, what kind of things can we do for parents that are listening now that, everybody's got the skill set to be able to teach their children, but with this busy world, we don't as much as we should.
Is getting them involved. My father, as I said, had me involved. He was Scottish, hence my name, Angus. And that being said, I was so proud to say I was Scottish, and someone said, "That's a bummer, short arms, deep pockets." Extremely frugal man, which meant that a lot of the tools on our vegetarian farm were usually meant for people's gardens and normal lawns. I was meant to push that with grass that was 10 feet tall, and had to fight it and, work the land with my hands and learn how to use the tools that was given to me. Most importantly, I have a son too. He's 7 years old. And for me, it's really about implementing the memories that my father, Paul, his grandfather, had given me, and being able to share with him all of the ways that he was able to give back the same way that the lessons that I was given as well.
Phenomenal. Angus, I want to, again, because again, I was very close with my father and stuff of that, is if there was one specific point in your memory that you remember most about him, just that one point, or one quality, one point, what was that?
That's not fair.
No, it's a lot, but I think
there's so many things. For me, it was his heart and his love and his soul. I could be next to him and not say a word, and it just fulfilled my time with him. It wasn't about an iPad or a iPhone. It was about telling stories or reading a book, sitting at the dinner table and having conversation. These are the things that I practice with my son. And although we do have those modern technology gadgets at hand, those are the ones that I tend to have in our daily routine.
Excellent. Well, I got to tell you, heart, love, and soul. Angus, you have taken the legacy of your father's company to new heights. You continue to carry on the tradition in your own family. Your son may end up taking over too. Imagine that. And that's right. And maybe someday we'll have him on the show when that happens too. That's a hero. Angus Mitchell, co-owner of John Paul Mitchell Systems, first family of professional hair care products. You could reach him at paulmitchell.com. This has been David Kogan with the Eliances Hero Show.
Thank you, David.
You got to dance with me too now.
Okay.